1. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. 2.5 years after the events of the first game, the protagonist receives a special mission from the former Kaioshin, which involves correcting the story after it is changed. In the meantime, they encounter the Supreme Chaos Time, a deity who protects changes in the timeline, and his bird, Toki Toki. After encountering the ancient Kaioshin, they are given their first mission, which is to fix the battle between Goku and Raditz after he has his power increased by magic. Meanwhile, Tower and Myra, the people who are changing the story, have brought together some allies, Turles, Lord Slug and a mysterious masked Saiyan. Fight with all your strength. Be a Saiyan and fight the bad. Two.
Let the battle begin.
Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Trilogy. Anyone who has played the 3 titles knows that the games take you to participate in the history of the anime Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, with some small changes that the plot allows, but without changing the original story. With several exciting battles and a cel-shaded look, which simulates anime, cinematic fights add a special charm using quick-time events. Naruto Ninja Storm will put you in the shoes of the protagonist Naruto, from the time he became a Gen, lowest rank ninja, until his battle against Sasuke Uchiha, his best friend, ending the childhood saga. Of the two, the second and third titles have a similar system for campaigns, with trips around the shinobi world, and missions that are up to you to accept them or not, leaving the player free to follow only the main missions that allow the campaign to end. Now you can be a shinobi. Three. One Piece Burning Blood. The story begins at an already advanced stage of the anime, when Luffy is returning with his group to rescue his brother, Portgas Diaz, who is being held by villains and about to be executed. The game already starts at an epic level for those who are familiar with the story, since the first stages are full of action and beating scenes. One Piece is centered on Luffy, who is a young man who dreams of being the king of the pirates. He ate a forbidden fruit that gave him powers to stretch body parts, and so he uses those powers to fight against enemies that come along the way and achieve new stages and in his quest to conquer the dream. Like other anime games, One Piece Burning Blood looks cartoonish. The graphics continue to be cel shading, a technique that leaves the characters with fine lines and cartoon, but in a slightly more realistic way, without looking so much like a drawing in motion. Four. Saint Seiya Soldier's Soul. It is a very complete game. The story mode covers almost the entire saga of the cartoon, except for some more recent spin-offs and few parts of the original manga. The plot covers the saga of the Sanctuary, Asgard, Poseidon and Hades, with all the battles in each of the options. It is possible to play the sagas in any order. Within them there is a path to be followed, but it can also be done in a sequence in which they are opened, without necessarily following what the original story tells. The Asgard saga, totally unprecedented in the game so far, is the main novelty. The inclusion of Gururus Deuses and Hilda, the leader, adds a lot to the title, not only to contribute to the number of characters in the cast, but in the wealth of options and variety of strokes. 5. One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows, brings one of the best campaigns in fighting games on anime, with dozens of references and an environment very faithful to the original work. The campaign manages to present its plot with mastery, even if the player does not know the anime deeply. During combat, you get help from iconic Season 1 warriors, with unbeatable Saitama as the big star. The bald man in the cape takes no damage and is able to destroy his opponent in a single stroke, yielding some comic scenes similar to the anime. Regarding the visual, the adaptations and cell shading of the characters are quite faithful to the aesthetics of the anime. The powers, all with the original names, have all the pyrotechnics of the design, with explosions bouncing on the screen with each new combination.
6.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Eyes of Heaven, is an adventure game with elements of fighting. The beating is in an open scenario with free 3D movement, and strokes triggered by simple combinations of buttons. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is an anime that tells the story of the generations of the Joestar family. Each season, a new character begins his journey against evil creatures and terrifying monsters, always with the intention of saving someone dear. The story begins in the 1920s, with Jonathan Joestar. The hero fights against Dio Brando, a former childhood friend who wears a mask to become an immortal vampire. The game brings a neat story in the right measure with a lot of fan service. The campaign was fully supervised by the creator of the original work, Hirohiko Araki, which guarantees some cohesion in relation to the original material.
7.
ファーストクローズディバイド
Under Night in Birth, for hundreds of years, a phenomenon called Hollow Knight has been recurring, bringing up monsters called voids and turning some humans into people with superpowers, the in-births. In this context, different groups monitor such an event, titling herself Paradox, a villain architect of a great plan. It is up to the player to choose a representative to fight during that fateful night. Choose one of the 20 unique characters and fight the dangers of the Hollow Knight, and claim your victory over those who get in your way. Experience intuitive and rigid 2D fighter controls, with a touch of devastating combos and unique fighting styles.
8.
Heaven or hell, duel, one. Let's rock.
Guilty Gear XRD is a fast-paced, frantic fighting game that encourages aggression. Even the characters who keep their distance from their opponents have the necessary techniques to impose pressure and stay on the offensive. Guilty Gear is a 5-button fighter: punch, kick, slash, high slash and dust. It is easy to learn and difficult to master, as soon more complex mechanics such as Roman cancels, Psych Burst, Dead Angle, Instant Kills enter. The game has a very useful tutorial, which teaches the basics of all fighting games and the specific details of the series, recommended for beginners in the genre and in the series. Graphically, this is the first title in the series to use 3D graphics. The result is an incredibly beautiful title, whose characters and environments remain admirably detailed and stylish.
9.
そろそろ始めようか。
My Hero 1's Justice focused on the events of the first seasons, going until the exciting clash between the heroes and villains titans. Thus All Might, the bearer of One for All, last faced his nemesis, known only as All for One. My Hero 1's Justice 2 continues from this very moment, telling the story from there to the most recent events in the anime. Continuing the success story of the manga, My Hero 1's Justice 2 gives a good summary of the events of the series, bringing even some of the features as sub-stories in relation to the original. The game features a story mode, missions, fast combat, arcade, multiplayer and training, as well as a character and gallery customization session. The possibilities for combat are immense. For the most fervent fans who enjoyed the first game, My Hero 1's Justice 2 features major improvements and a lot more fun combat. 10. Darkstalkers Resurrection. The game consists of remastered versions of 2 games from the Night Warriors series, and Darkstalkers 3. What we have here are old games, which remain practically identical to their original versions, but have some modern features, such as remastered visuals, leaderboards, and online matches. Darkstalkers is a franchise full of personality, with extremely creative characters, incredible special moves and first-rate 2D beating. With a simple navigation system, we can switch between Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge and Darkstalkers 3. Each game has its own menus, options and a beautiful personalized home screen, which also has a little window where curious facts about all the characters are displayed. Game characters.